Teamwork.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Lines to Roll Call. It is Monday, May 11th. Wonderful to see all your beautiful faces, and hope those that were moms of humans and fur babies, hope you all had a great Mother's Day. And today we are talking with people that have joined us. Welcome, that are seeking mentoring tips, I guess. So welcome everyone that's on, and who would like to start with a question that you'd like us to address for you? We have Nancy, Karen, Susan. Just unmute your phone, Yoko, if you have any questions. Or Linda, I'm not sure, I can't see your face there, but. And Elaine, so any of you have something that you would like to ask any of us, and we can give you some feedback?
It's Elaine, and a question I have is, I'm spending my time getting up to speed on social media. I started a digital marketing academy last August, and that's going very well. So they helped me clean up Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, get connected to Constant Contact, registered me for Canva, and some of the other platforms related to that. There's a Digital Marketing Academy Day of Digital coming up on May 20th that I'm going to be attending all day also. So I would be interested in knowing where you all are getting your education and what you're doing with the different platforms, and that could take all day. So, you know, just what has worked the best for you guys?
I can jump in. I'm sure lots of people have comments. So, you know, I think you have to figure out what you're comfortable with as far as which platforms. I am on Facebook, and I have a Facebook group. And what I'm hearing, one of the ways I get education is I network with a bunch of people, and then I listen out for those that are marketing specialists, and I take their classes. And so they have free seminars all the time. I just had one with someone who asked questions. So I'm always asking questions. I know Gary Bolton's answer would be Google, because you can Google everything and ask specific questions. But my experience now, what I'm learning from the experts, is that it's more that Facebook is giving more credence to a group versus a page. So if you were wondering what to do on Facebook, I would say open up, create a group, and then you put content there. I think that if you're looking to reach out to businesses, then LinkedIn is a good place. I mean, that's one of the areas I'm expanding. And I'm doing things on Instagram, and TikTok is very popular right now. Both of those are really good content for video content.
Thank you.
I'll jump in next. I'm not a social media person, but I have been forced in the past 7 to 8 weeks, and I've been focusing on Facebook. I used to check Facebook once a week, if that much. And now I'm checking it numerous times a day because I'm doing things. I'm actually joining groups versus creating my group. That has been a good resource for me to join these different groups of things that I like, the topics that I like. And then I've created relationships through Messenger. And so I'm doing everything through PMing, and it's really been wonderful for me. So that I've decided that I need to focus on one thing. And so I've chosen Facebook and Messenger. So anybody else?
So my other question related to that is, there's some requests to do Facebook Live off the Messenger. How do you decide what you connect to, who you connect to, and who you don't?
Well, if it's Facebook Live, it's going to be whoever just pops on, unless you get the word out that you're doing a Facebook Live at a particular time, right? If you're saying, okay, every Monday at 3 o'clock, I'm doing this. Otherwise, what I've been doing, and I don't do that many, is whenever I have an urge to do something I want to share with people, I get on Facebook Live. So I guess if it's something you want to use as a marketing tool, and you want to plan it so you can get the word out to people so that they know to come on, or they can watch it afterwards. But I use PM for everything. I do
Live is live videos, Elaine, and Messenger is direct messaging.
No, I know that, but my concern is that you can get people that you don't want to get hooked into, on some of these platforms. So how do you handle those people?
If it depends on where you're posting it. If you're posting it on a page you've created or your profile, then those are the only people that are going to see it.
Okay.
And you could have 1,000 people on your profile page, and not everybody's going to see it anyhow, because there's algorithms of who sees what. A suggestion, and I don't know if this is true across the country, I don't know if it's my region, but I've had trouble all weekend with Facebook Live. I've been posting since the pandemic. I've been posting every single day on Facebook Live, and I wasn't able to do it the last few days. So what I've done, and this might be a better suggestion for anyone, you can have a free account and do this, is go on your Zoom account, hit record whatever it is, and then you can post it as a video. That way it's not as daunting to go on Facebook Live. I mean, you can be on Facebook Live. I've done this before, and I've got, oh, I didn't like that, how that turned out, and I've immediately taken it down. But it's a little stressful to get started. I think it's a lot more of an easy transition to get used to being on, doing a video, is to start with a Zoom video. Then if you don't like it, you just don't post it. When you like it, you post it. Don't feel like you have to be perfect either, because we're not perfect. And, I think you're more relatable when you're not perfect. At least that's what I tell myself every day. So, yeah.
I do videos on my phone too. You can just do a recording on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
If you like it, fine. If not, don't use it or delete it. And then I just upload it from my phone. So there's multiple ways to do a video that's not, I don't like to do the live ones. I always say something stupid, or the phone rings, or, something, Bob starts drilling something, So I much prefer to record my video. That way you control the time, you know how much time you put into it. And with Facebook and some places, your time constraint, you can only post something that's so long. So I know Facebook Live is popular, but I'm too uncomfortable doing that. So I prefer to, like Sherry said, get a video, and then whether you like it or not, and then you can post it wherever you want.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And unless you have a really big following and people are used to seeing, or you've advertised it that you're going to be doing a Facebook Live, you don't get very many people popping up right when you're recording it anyhow. Most people listen to it after it's been recorded. So if that's the case, there's no advantage to recording it as a Facebook Live. You might as well record it and then post it after the fact. People are going to look at it. People are going to see it because it's a video. They're more interested in seeing it. Just another piece of advice is keep it short. Keep it a couple, no more than a couple of minutes. Even less is okay, a minute or so. But when you go on and on and on, sometimes people go on and on and on, and nobody's got the bandwidth for them.
A good friend of mine is a professional in this, and he tries the videos that he makes professionally for people is less than a minute. Most of them are around 55 seconds, in and out, get to the point, get it over with.
Definitely.
And I had friends that would tell me that the only reason they watched my video that was 3 minutes long, because they knew me. But the people that don't know you, she's like, if it was more than a minute, she says, I wouldn't watch it. So really that minute mark is key. And keep it at 50, 55 seconds. If that's like a magic thing that people are willing to listen to and watch. Anyone else?
Yeah, I'd like to just add a comment. It's new for me. I have 2 young men, Michelle and Barb, and Ruth saw them for a little bit this weekend. One is the 16, almost 17-year-old son of this, my Jumpstart team in New Jersey. And the other one is his best friend, who's going to be 18 before he is. They are so on fire. They came on Thursday night. They came into the Better Together one, and they have so many ideas. And so they're working, they're going to school. So I'm working to find a time to meet with them, and they want to help us. They're all excited about they can't wait to be 18 to get their own membership and to do this. So I've already texted Chris Aubrey this morning in Canada. And so a few of the techies here, maybe Heather and whoever else, Sherry, we could just get a little meeting with them together and have them come on here. They have all kinds of ideas. So I'll keep you posted on that. I'm excited with what I've learned from, and they haven't given up. They're so cute driving in their car together. They're right in the midst of the COVID epidemic with their masks on their face, tuning into everything to see what we're doing. And then they keep texting me their little ideas of how they could help, and that they're upset that they can't have their membership now. So keep you posted. That's what we need to hear from. And they know what to do. They've helped already in helping with the WhatsApp and some of the issues that we had this weekend. Thanks.
Count your blessings. You found those young people.
They would be gold. Can I ask a Facebook question? So Ruth, when you start looking at other groups in order to be able to, get, I mean, where do you start? In other words, you start on your own page, or you start and you do a search?
I do a search, and I'll just put moms working from home or something like that, because I'm very in tune to moms groups, right? So, and sometimes I actually say in San Diego, because I'm hoping when this stuff passes, I can actually meet them for a cup of coffee or tea.
Right.
There's an entrepreneur group in San Diego. There's all kinds of things, women over 50, whatever I feel like, well, and I just put a Google search. So, but I've decided not to join a lot of groups, because it takes time to do the groups and get to know people and build a relationship and the trust. So I've actually limited myself just to a handful of groups. But just from those 3 groups alone, I've been getting new people that I then PM them and then say, hey, I saw you on the chat or whatever that you wrote, and I'm interested, intrigued by that. We should connect. And I just asked for a connect is what I've asked for. And it's been keeping me busy. So
Thank you.
anybody else? Sure. Anybody else that wants to ask?
Yeah, I'm going to jump in again. Sorry to be hugged. But here's another idea that has worked for me, and that is not with groups, which I think groups is a great idea. But another way is if you have a decent number of people that are your friends on your profile, it gets to at some point, I mean, I've got over 2,000, and I don't know a lot of those people. It's like friends of friends of friends, right? You get recommended by Facebook every day of people that you know, or people that have asked to be your friend. So I would, you do have to kind of screen to be sure that, like, if it's no offense to the men, but when a guy is asking to friend me and there's not more than a couple of people in common, I just ignore them, because a lot of times they're in for a different type of friendship. So, but what you can do is look at people's profile or you could even go through your current friends, and you could make this a project where you talk to 5 people a day, or whatever number you want to choose, and look for people in their profile that look like they have there's some commonality there. Because when I accept people, or when people accept my friendship requests, I go through that list almost daily. And I'll send them a message and say something like, you don't want to be creepy, because the creepy people, we all ignore. But if you just say something about, maybe I'll go onto their profile and I will like or comment on some things that they've posted. So that's how I know if I want to continue. Some people, we're friends, and I look at their profile and I'm like, that's not anybody I want to pursue. But, and sometimes it comes from me, because once you have a bunch of friends, everybody, there's somebody, if not 20 people that have their birthday every day. So I'll create a birthday message sometimes, and then I'll just copy paste it of something that's positive. So I've started relationships that way. But you can go a long way with developing a conversation and see who is interested, and say, would you like to have a virtual coffee with someone that seems like-minded? I've got people, I actually have a silver that was one of the silvers that helped me to go to Italy, I think. Yeah. I think 2 different people that's happened, that have gone either executive or silver, simply from a Facebook, reaching out and wanting to meet and having a conversation, and it turned into something solid. So I think that there's a lot of room for developing, that with.
Absolutely. So let me just read Suzanne Steele posted in the chat. As we know, doing something you love / passionate about. She just joined some gardening Facebook groups, because they have issues with their backs, necks, shoulders, grounding, etc. as relationships are created. So I would highly recommend go to groups that you want to be with those kinds of people, like-minded people, right? Think alike, and you've got something in common. And then it doesn't feel like it's anything pushy. We're about creating relationships. That's what our business is all about. So Facebook is good for that. I mean, and I can't speak to any other social media. Anybody else have a comment or question on?
I have a
Go ahead,
question
Barbara.
that may seem ludicrous to the rest of you, but how do you check demographics on Google? Like, what do you key into Google to check demographics? How do you get the information?
You say near me.
But what are you putting into Google?
Whatever you're looking for near me. You
Right,
know,
so I was looking for moms, work at home moms, or I was looking for women over 50 that want to be fit in San Diego. Like I was pretty specific on certain things that I wanted.
Okay.
But Ruth, you're not talking about Googling, you're talking about on Facebook.
I am talking about Facebook. I'm so sorry, not
So
Google.
that's a
But I guess you
Facebook
could do,
search.
yeah, but I
Barbara.
think you could still do.
Yeah, I think you could, but if you're
yeah.
looking for a Facebook group, then you would search within Facebook.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
No, I'm just looking for demographics of just some general information with which to work.
Well, here's another idea is Meetup is everywhere. Go to meetup.com. Meetup, MEETUP. And go search, then you can search demographics.
And they also have an app you can download.
Yeah, and you can join as many groups as your heart desires. I mean, again, like Ruth said, I wouldn't join so many groups that you can't be an active participant, but you can add, you know, I've had a strategy. I can't say that it has turned into anything, but before Toronto, I joined a couple of meetup groups that were like-minded thinking, entrepreneurial, law of attraction, yoga. You know, you can look for all sorts of kind of groups that interest you. Perhaps, you know, 3 months before you're going to an area to see if you might make a connection that way, to invite them then to come to one of our big events. Okay. But in your local area, you can search for, there's tons of meetup organizations.
Yeah, that's the problem I'm having in my area. Like, I've connected with everything that's here, but I've got to go farther afield. I've got to go into the cities because this is just a very limited farming community, similar to what Michelle has in Dauphin, but she's having different success there than what I'm having here. I've got a couple
so
of
Barbara,
here,
I think where we are today in the world that we're in, all being at home, that now you can go as far as you want. It doesn't have to be location anymore.
Right.
Yeah. No, but I'm trying to hook up with people within the area, as well as going further afield that I can connect with once this
so let me share something with you, Barbara.
over.
We went back to analyze our volume for April because it was pretty strong, and 80% of it came from out of state, because my reaching to these groups and stuff, they were not. So I absolutely feel there's no boundaries anymore with states and locations, because I'm dealing with people in Wisconsin, Ohio. I mean, they're all over the place, and it's all through the connects I've done through PM people.
And we're not going back. I mean, even though we'll eventually leave our house, I think this whole idea of connecting virtually is not going to go away.
No, I don't think so either.
So Bob Gruber, did you have a question, a comment, Bob?
Well, I didn't have a question, but there was another brand new group that contacted us the other day, and I think it's, who might know the official name, but I think it's your neighborhood or something, and I think it goes by your zip code.
Next door.
Next door.
Well, there's also a Lineable. Is that what you're thinking too? Lineable is supposedly in your neighborhood, although it's not necessarily.
You've got to have a prime program with Alignable, because I've had requests come up from some of our colleagues, but if they're beyond the 100-kilometer limit, you can't connect with them.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
If I could just share,
expensive. Alignable, I think I won't pay for Alignable.
Yeah,
No.
I don't pay for it either.
I won't either.
I'd like to
There's
just
plenty
share,
for free right now. Go ahead, Madeline.
yeah, if I could just share the tip. I have all of my stuff back here doing all these product in-homes from my home to the Vavrick family home. And I said, I need some help. You know, they are so busy. They're in the midst of the COVID virus, working with the people in the area. So I said, you have another son. Can he help? I asked for help. You know how we've asked the tip we have children and grandchildren. So I asked for help. And so Richie's 16 years old in high school, and he's all excited because he's seeing the response. He wants products, and he sees how excited his parents are. And so then once I met him, his plan is cyberspace security or whatever. I mean, this kid is brilliant. And then as I'm talking to him, asking him just to help me to help them, teaching them what to do for orders and so forth, and sponsoring customers, he said, my friend is texting me. You know, he wants to get in on this. You know, I've told my friend about it. He's been in the house. So that's how the other kid comes in. And so we all have children or grandchildren, or we have people that have the product experiences and they know what we're looking for. And so that is how I got this help. And then those two boys met the other couple that came on Saturday. So as far as the going through the process and the rhythm of the business, that couple were on Tuesday night. They love Dr. Gary. They're not going to miss that. Thursday night, they got to meet these two young men then. Saturday, and by the time it came time for the LLL, they had their daughter on as a guest, and they're texting other people to get on, the next generation. And so they saw that with their children. And so I think we have our own people that we have the relationships with. There's somebody there to ask for help that way. It's just a thought, because that's how, and those two met one another. Those two families met one another, which then got Gary and Star involved. I connected them. And so I think if we can connect, just like we have this mastermind team, you know, some of this next generation in forming a group, which was, as I mentioned on LLL, why I wanted to meet again Saturday night with the Better Together team, and gave that same suggestion there for their children. So
Great.
it's
Thank
a
you,
thought
Madeline.
on the relationships.
Oops, I didn't cut. Sorry. Okay, thanks, Madeline. Okay, so there's a bunch of chats. If you guys take a look about Alignable, and Suzanne mentioned something about Facebook groups in your community. So there's a lot of things that you can work on, and that's just focused on Facebook. But I highly recommend find the one that you resonate with, and then use that, because that's the one you're going to be comfortable with, the one that you enjoy the most. It is 9 o'clock. I want to know if there's any last questions that someone wants to ask. Go ahead, Yoko.
What is PM? You said you use
Private message or messenger.
private message. Okay.
Some people say DM, DM or PM or messenger. Go ahead, Suzanne.
This isn't really a plug, but I found a lot of great content from one of my referral partners. He does an online business, but what he did is created probably 4 or 5 segments all about online marketing. And it's a little class that he put together. I know for some of you, you already know it all, but there are little tidbits throughout this class. You know, you sign up with your email, so you would become part of his email list. So I just want you to know that up front. But there's probably 2 hours worth of content in here. And he's a very low-key sales kind of guy. He says throughout it, you know, if you want to chat with me, I'm happy to do that. But I see that there's a lot of value in these segments. So I'll send it out. And if you guys want to, you know, check it out, go right ahead. I've already listened to it once, and I want to go back through it to learn some other things. And he covers Facebook and Instagram and, you know, various social media marketing concepts.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Yeah, just send an email. Thank you.
That'd be great. Yeah.
Heather has a question.
No, I'd just like to recommend Molly Simpson's daughter, Hallie Massey. She's on Facebook. You can connect with her. And she's got lots of great marketing content out there. She does a free course on Facebook, and that might just help get you started. And she's from the family.
So does her son that helped us out. It helped us edit some of the films.
That's right.
As well.
All righty. Any last questions from the group? Go ahead, Nancy Clyde.
It's really not a question. I just want to affirm to you, I'm a guest. Ruth invited me on. I love these calls. But Elaine, you asking about social media, I mean, that's just right here in my head. I mean, there's so much I have gained from this, but just the thing, when people say Facebook, I think, okay, I must do everything here. And so the Facebook Live, Oh my gosh. I mean, I take videos all the time on my phone, Sue. I mean, you know, just, yes, I can do that. I mean, that was just such an epiphany of, okay, to have it live. And I know you can post things, but anyway, just keep it up, folks. Y'all are doing great. Thank you.
Thank you, Nancy. So wonderful to have you on.
I'm going to add one other resource that I can put on the chat. I feel like we can go a little bit over because we were a little late in starting, which
yes, absolutely.
So I have spent the morning interviewing a new intern, and this is a super affordable way to have help on social media, because I don't think we can do it all. And I agree that you want to stay fairly focused, but if anybody's interested, this is, if you've ever worked with any kind of a platform like Fiverr, where you go and look for a freelancer, this is called Acadium, and I'll put it on here. And they are a platform of, I mean, there's a full gamut. There's probably 3,000 candidates. And they are, some are high school students, some are college students, some are graduate students, some are, you know, they've been out in the world. Many of them, I think everyone I spoke to today was from Africa or India. But there's some very qualified people. I'm finishing up my working relationship with a woman right now young woman who is a junior. Her profile said she was a junior at Rice University. Right away, I knew she was bright. You read their profile, you hear what they're looking for. You've created a profile yourself of what you're looking for. And it was a way for me, because I didn't want to be on Instagram, quite frankly. I thought Facebook is about all I can handle. And so I can give her content, and she goes and posts and is engaging. And I mean, there's people out there that are looking to help us. Here's the deal. The program is such that they don't get paid anything. They're getting, at the end of the day, they're getting, after it's a 3-month commitment, they get a certificate. So it helps to beef up their resume. And for some of them, they're looking for experience. They're looking for, you know, they're looking for their resume to be beefed up, or maybe they're looking to, they've been a student and now they want to put it into play. And so it's very affordable. First I thought about going and getting an intern from one of the local universities, and that just never went anywhere. But with this program, I pay $147 for 3 months. I get 40 hours a week. 40 hours a month. And I'm paying about $50, less than $50 a month. So it's about $1 an hour. We're talking pretty darn, you know, it's a good exchange. So you have to be kind of a mentor. So you're in a teaching role of giving them experience, but I look for, you know, a good match. I had one person that didn't work out. We canceled out on each other, and I just got a credit for someone else. I had my first person was somebody who was bilingual, which was important because she was able to create a lot of Spanish content. So I think it's a really good program if you're really looking to have, you can't make them into like just data entry, like mindless, you know, VA stuff. It has to be something that they're going to learn something as well. So I'm going to type that up and just see if anybody has any questions.
Also, could you send it on the email so that we have it? Yeah. And just anybody that's on right now, if you go to your chat, and on the right side at the bottom, it has a little square with 3 little dots. You can save chat if you like. So you can save everything that's been posted on the chat. And then it just goes to wherever you normally send your Zoom stuff to. Mine goes straight to my Zoom folder. So you do have that if you need it.
If anyone's interested in the Acadium, send me a message. I'll put my email in there. Send me a message, because I'll send you my link, because quite frankly, if you were to sign up, I get credits, and you know, you can get like free service down there, so I wouldn't mind having that. But I just, you know, this is going to be my 4th intern, but my 3rd person that really I've worked with, because the second person didn't work out well. But when you get somebody good.
Have you been able to track your results from that, Sherry?
Yeah, it's been great. Yeah, I mean, it's like duplicating yourself if you get the right person that's bright. And so I interviewed 4 people today, 4 or 5 people this morning. And then I thought, okay, I took a piece of my blog and I sent them out to each person. I said, here's a piece of my blog. Give me your feedback. What would you put as a graphic? How would you change this? What keywords? I wanted to see, so I'm kind of interviewing to see who's got skills, and I've got somebody in mind I'm going to hire who's going to be great. So I think
That's
it's
cool.
a great service. Go ahead.
Karen Willens is on the call, and Karen, can you unmute? I mean, you don't have to undo your video, but can you unmute and share with us what you've done with the community college and small business?
Oh, yeah, sure. Good morning, everybody. The University of Wisconsin-La Crosse here has a small business development center. It's a government-run organization. When I say government-run, it's government-funded. They actually will help entrepreneurs starting a business, and there's no charge for it. And my weakest link in my business is marketing. And so I have been working with a lady who has helped me with verbiage. She's helped me with setting up, giving me feedback on my website. I just had a conversation with her last week. I'm redoing my entire website, and it's based on some other research that I did by accident. And they will help with financial things. And of course, right now, they're a little bit overwhelmed because of it being a government agency. They're also dealing with the loans from small businesses, but they've been very helpful.
Right, didn't you have a student help you with your logo from the college?
That I actually requested on my own, not through the Small Business Development Center.
So if you could share that.
Through the technical college. It was through the technical college. It wasn't the best. I really had to work with her. I picked out the kind of design that I wanted, and we went back and forth a few times. I was supposed to pay her like a nominal fee, and I asked her to submit, her bill to me, and she never did. So I ended up, and I talked to her 3 times about it. But anyway, the technical college, you just go to somebody who has a curriculum that would fit what you want.
Awesome. Well, I just knew that Karen had used a few resources, and I just think there's things out there. We just got to go look for them, because there are people that want the experience, and we can give them that experience. Anybody else?
I put one more link. I sent my specific link, but then I also put in Fiverr.com, so you can see that. That's another place to go, and that's a group. They're international freelancers. It's called Fiverr because the baseline is they charge $5. So this is another affordable resource. You can go to. There's many different departments, if you will, or areas of expertise. And one of them that I have done before is there for marketing is you can get branded quotes. So if you'll see these that are posted. This is content on Facebook. And they choose they'll give you 1,000 or 3,000 quotes for maybe $10-20, and you give them your web page, and so then it's a quote with a picture and your web page on there. So that's kind of a passive way to promote your website and put out some good content, something inspiring. So that's another way to create content.
Sherry, if I can piggyback on that, the marketing specialist from the Small Business Development Center did recommend Fiverr. Okay, so that is a good source. I agree with you.
All righty, anybody else before we end this call?
Elaine has a chat, if anyone didn't see it on the chat, another local virtual assistants.
Oh, doing a search, yes.
You can do that. I mean, you're going to pay between $25 and $40 an hour, unless you do a package, and then it's around a little bit less. I mean, it's pretty much in that range. So you have to be prepared to pay, a substantial amount of money for that.
What is Molly Simpson's daughter's name?
Hallie, isn't it?
Halle.
Yeah, it's Haley Passey. P-A-S-E-Y.
P-A-S-E-Y. So if you Facebook and just search her,
Yep.
Correct? Okay, good, thanks.
Molly's a member on here, so Molly, you could contact Molly, and her son, is his name Bronson? Something like it. The son is very useful.
Was it Brandon?
Ben.
Ben.
Ben, that's right.
Okay, thanks.
I'll post, well, you've got Molly. Do you have Molly's contact information?
She's on the email distribution, Una.
Okay. Yep.
All righty. Anything else? Well, welcome all of you. Well, thank you, actually. Thank you for all of you to come on. We appreciate it. Hope that this has added value to your day. We'll get this recording posted, and we will get that. Whoever invited you will send you a recorded link.
And in case you don't know, we do this particular call the second Monday of every month, unless it's a holiday, but usually it isn't.